I play it all the time.
No, you did such a good job. You should.
Welcome everybody to the podcast. We're here. We're representing the great state of Montana.
There we go.
State we're not in. None of us are. We're not in Montana. We're not in Wyoming, but we're going to represent both states tonight.
Yeah, but
and Kentucky. We're going to represent Kentucky as well.
There we go.
The
guy who should be wearing it is not wearing one.
Is not wearing one. What's going on with that? What's going on with that game, God?
I was representing my other. Hey, who's that? He's picking up from down there.
It's a great shot. It's a great shot.
Love it. Love it.
I'm loving it.
Hey, not a sponsor of the podcast.
Who's that?
Yeah.
The McDonald's adult Happy Meals. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Oh, yes. Oh, I did buy one. I did buy one.
Did you?
Yeah, I did buy one,
Alex.
Hey, Alex.
I did buy one, and then afterwards, I was like, I shouldn't have bought it.
That's the way I feel. I think I'll get this. No, better not. You'll regret
it. So just for some banter, you guys
just to do it. Is what
I bought one. You give you two choices, a Big Mac or 10-piece nuggets.
Yeah.
So I bought the one with the Big Mac.
Of course you did.
Big Mac.
Big Macs, yep.
Yep. Big Mac, fries, and a drink, and you get an adult toy, which is I don't know what's the difference.
What was the deal with why do they have double eyes on them?
I don't know, but I got what's the girl bird? What's her name? I forgot her name.
I don't remember.
She's part of the old school crew. You had Grimace, you had the Hamburglar, and
Hamburglar.
I got her, and I'm like, and you know how much it cost me, guys? $10.89. It is a Big Mac meal that's just inflated in price.
Oh my goodness! Did it come in a box? Happy Meal box?
Yeah, it came in a Happy Meal box. It's a bigger box. I felt like I needed to keep it.
Really, it did really come with okay, all right.
Yeah, it came with a Happy Meal box. They put the Big Mac box in there. They put a medium fries in there, and they put the toy, and they put it in a decent sized box. It's twice the size of a Happy Meal box.
Okay. So maybe that's a plus for them. I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh, it'll sell if they start. Now think about this for a second.
All right, well, real quick because I really want to get on to some serious stuff here. So you can
you imagine they put pop vinyl figures in there?
No, I can't. No, they would never do that. The Happy Meal would be $38.
Oh, and just so you know, they're bringing back the Halloween buckets from McDonald's.
I saw that. Now I'll have to pick those up, and that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, you'll spend $55 to get all the collection.
Well, you know what? In 20 years, it'll be worth $15. So why not?
There you go. There you go.
I'm representing the Wild West. Alex, I was expecting to see you out west out there. I'm sorry we missed you. I don't know what happened. I think we ran into some people that might know Alex. I don't know if they do.
He avoided.
I imagine they might. Didn't we see some people out there?
We did. Yeah, we saw some people who knew Alex. That was kind of fun. Had a good time with him. Yeah, we missed Alex. He wasn't there. Hopefully we'll catch him next time, or maybe he'll come down and visit us. Who knows?
Maybe they.
I like that. I like that idea.
I like that. So now that I'm representing the podcast, I will now officially unveil my hat hair.
Yeah, that's a clean cut you got there, man. Look at that.
It's a new. It's a fresh.
Yeah, see, they got you tapered up because apparently getting tapered up is hard to find on a toy these days.
Now, look at that. We switched to blue hat. There we go.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah, there we go.
Oh,
not planned at all.
Not planned.
Hey, Cowboys win a couple of games. He puts a Cowboys hat on. Unbelievable. All of a sudden, he's a Cowboys fan. Okay.
I'm surprised you're not all screaming Jets. They win one game in the season, and I'm where you at.
I believe they win two.
Did they win two? Okay.
Yeah. So that's the podcast after this.
You guys love to talk about everything but sci-fi stuff. I love it.
Yeah. Hey, good hairstyle. I love it.
Thanks.
Nice part down the middle there. That was clean.
Let's see. There's so much to talk about. We actually, in this particular episode, we have to kind of break it up because there's literally too much to talk about. So
break it up. Yeah. Break it up.
Yeah, we have to break it up. So we have Andor we haven't touched on, and I want to touch on it, but I think that since there's one more episode to go, for next week.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, let's just
wait a minute. Did I miss something?
We could do Andor twice, half the series, then we can go the second half of the series.
There we go. Yeah.
I like the way that sounds. Hey, that's good.
Yeah, I just thought of that. But I don't know, like it's kind of crazy because you wouldn't think that we would be doing that, But
no, because it's Andor. You would think we'd be on that already. Yeah.
Right.
No, you think we do like Netflix and just binge it all in one shot and just put it all out there?
It's a weekly.
Who? What is that? I don't even know who that is anymore. That stream.
Josh, how are you? Good to see you. Ahoy, 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 ahoy. That's what. That was Alexander Graham Bell. Instead of answering the phone, hello, I think he wanted to say ahoy, hoy, or something like that.
Oh wow, this is an educational episode.
Yeah, this is educational. Yeah.
I forgot my notebook.
We're going from McDonald's Happy Meals to Ahoy Hoy.
Oh, we did lunch. That's why. Came off for lunch.
Came off for lunch. Lunchtime's over.
Alex says wait for Andor and do the complete series.
That's not a bad idea. I'm not saying that we shouldn't.
Well, we haven't talked about Cobra Kai since the first 2 episodes. So there you go.
I know, because there's so much to talk about.
Yes.
Josh says, it is his phone. Josh, he can say whatever he wants.
He literally wanted to say everyone to say it though. Could you do that? Could you, instead of going hello, could you answer the phone? Ahoy hoy.
I think we would do it without even questioning if it happened back then. If it started off that way, it'd be ahoy, no problem. We'd be shortcutting it out. Ahoy hoy, hoy, hoy.
I'm just saying. I think you guys should change how you answer your phone from now on. And then when people go, what? You go, well, that's how Alexander Graham Bell answered his phone. So that's how we're doing it.
Only when you call.
Josh says I do what I want. All right. Fair enough. You know what I liked from, you remember Creep Show that
yes.
Yeah. There was one for the movie. There was one of the plots there where he says, he answers the phone. It was like FaceTime. And he's like, talk to me. And that's all he didn't say hello. He's talk to me.
It's funny you bring up that movie. I know that's not what we're talking about, but they redid the show. Did you know that? It's this.
I did not.
I don't know. Is the other guy in there? No.
They redid the show.
What's that guy called? Like I don't know what he was called. Eddie?
I don't know.
Eddie was like from Iron Maiden. But,
yeah.
But I'm just saying that was his name. But it was like the crypt
keeper.
Yeah.
The crypt
keeper. What'd you say? Game guy? Yeah. Okay.
The crypt keeper.
Did you say the Ripper or what did you say?
No, I said the crypt keeper.
Oh, did you did? Okay, I thought you.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you said talk to me, I saw the crypt keeper right there. Come on, that's about right there.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, geez.
Record that one for later.
Yeah, we'll keep that one. Okay, well, I wanted to do some show and tell before we started. I'll give everybody a minute or two, but another minute maybe. I did get something that I wanted to show you guys. I can't show you.
No. You got to go last. You got to go last if you're going to talk about it.
Well, okay, all right, okay. So because
let me go first because mine's is the smallest. Yeah, mine's the smallest. I'm gonna go first. Mine's the smallest.
Okay, you go first.
I got this over the weekend.
Oh, look at that.
Very nice.
So I got that right there, and I did pick up
Series Yoda. I love it.
I did pick up some new ones, some new Gundam figures.
Okay.
I like it. You're going to put those together? When do you have time to put those together? That's what
I want to know.
That's funny because the pile's growing really big right now, and I haven't put them together. And if you ask Magic Mike about how long it takes to put one together, I think Mike is a one and done.
Yeah, I think Mike was a one and done as well. Magic Mike was done. So, however, are you got all yours?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. That's why I said let me go first. That's it.
However, because of Game God, he called me. He's like, "Hey, man, guess what I just picked up?" And so I had to go and pick one up too.
Yeah.
So that's a model as well.
Yes, it's a model. It's pretty. It says 18 inches, so this is going to be pretty fun.
How many pieces is that?
I don't want to know.
It's like grids. They're like grids. They don't come in pieces. They come in a sheet.
It'll be put together sometime. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
If Mando took you 4 or 5 hours, this is gonna be.
That was probably like an exaggeration. It may have been a little more than that, especially with those little stickers I couldn't even see. I did pick up one more thing. I wanted to show you. It's been a while since I've been here in my home office, my home studio.
Yeah.
That I haven't been able to show you guys, but let me just show you something behind the mirror here.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Oh,
here.
what is this?
Yes.
So I picked this up recently.
Yes.
Yes, and it's got.
I know you have a small head, Magic Mike, so that'll fit you.
Small dome piece.
Actually, it won't. It doesn't go on.
Oh,
But this
no.
is just really cool. So
I like it. The eyes
still
lit
like
up.
it. I still like it. I love that.
Yes,
But you can't. Is it wearable? It just doesn't fit you.
It is wearable. It absolutely is wearable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what's really cool about it.
That's too bad.
Really cool. That's really cool. All right, Moose, the floor is yours, Moose.
Well, look, I don't have anything to show. That's the thing. I told you that, but I did get something in the mail. I got it yesterday, and I am on some premier list somewhere out there in the land of Amazon. And the Amazon, they sent me the Astro dog.
Can you believe that, Magic Mike? Can you believe that?
I cannot believe that. This is
I'm
ridiculous.
really excited to have Astro in the home, and I gotta tell you, he acts just like a little dog. I mean, I say a little dog. He's bigger than what I thought he was going to be.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say this, guys. If you don't know what he's talking about, you need to Google this.
Yeah, you got to go look it up. Look at
this thing. Is the premier. This is what if you had an electronic dog.
This is what it would be. Yeah.
And I tried to get on that premier list, but apparently you have to be like one of those top tier donors. That, they name a hospital. Yeah. They name a hospital room after you, and you got like some kind of sidewalk in Disney.
That's it. That's it. Yep. But I tell you, it's very cool. I will have to talk about it on the podcast at some point in time, because it's cool. I mean, it's cool to see it do its thing. It has a base station. It goes and charges itself. It goes, you go and you take it and have it explore the house on its own, and then you can go take it along and have it name the rooms that it's in. And I tell you, it'll be sitting there in its charging station. So I'll say, okay, go to your docking station. So he goes to his docking station, and then he'll decide, he'll come out and he'll say, I'm going to go hang out in the living room. So he goes and hangs out in the living room. And then he'll say, I'm going to go hang out in the kitchen for a bit. And so he goes and hangs out in the kitchen. It says it on the screen. I'm going to go hang out in the kitchen. And then it'll say, I'm going to somewhere else. Or he'll say, I'm going to go charge. And then he'll go back and go charge.
I'm actually surprised Moose is on the podcast tonight and not just sitting around playing with it.
It is an incredible little piece. I actually loved it. And I'm looking forward to doing other stuff with it. And there's some other updates. You can get a camera if you could remotely go in. And you could tell it to so you log in remotely through your phone, and you can say, okay, go to the living room and a live feed. So he's like, okay. So then his camera comes up, and then he goes to the living room and he shows you everything going on around you. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it later on, and what kind of updates are coming. And then once they do that, it is going to be something else. I love little Astro. I think he acts just like a dog. And if you want him to follow you, so follow me. And so he'll follow you. He'll play your music for you. He'll play your podcast. He'll play, a movie for you. But it's like having your portable Bluetooth speaker, but better, walking around with you and with a screen. It doesn't go upstairs, so that's a limitation.
That's the next iteration.
Yeah. Or you have to buy two. Hey Rob, welcome in, man.
Did they allow you to buy two if you wanted to, or it's only one?
Negative Ghost Rider. It was only one. So if you log into Amazon and look for Astro, made by Amazon, you'll see him. You can't buy him right now. I think he's $1,500. But you cannot buy him. That's where he's at right now. You have to be invited to, get him.
That's right. You can request to be invited.
You can request. Sure, yeah.
I did that. I did that 10 months ago.
Yeah, I was going to say a little late. I don't think you're going to get a response.
No, I don't know if you can still request. Like I said, I did my.
I think you can't anymore. You can't. I requested as well, but you can't request anymore. It just says that by invitation only.
That's unbelievable. Tell you, special donor. That's what it is. And he's on the board of directors.
I'm excited to have Astro in the home, and it's great because you don't have to feed him, you don't have to take him outside to potty.
Hey, I like what Alex brought. Way too expensive of a price point. You notice how we did not speak of that. It's as soon as he said, as soon as they gave the green light to Moose, boom, ding.
Well,
it's gone.
The thing is that it is a high price point, and it is not for everybody.
What's the price point?
You should have what?
What? Yes, you heard me. You heard me. What's that?
$1,500. But it's not for everybody. But it is something cool, and it is techie, and it is kind of fun to have, So that's why I say if it's something that you're interested in, you like tech, and you can afford it. I mean, maybe you put it on the Amazon pay monthly program or something.
There you go.
I don't think they have it for that one.
Probably not.
How much would that be monthly? You get like 6 months to pay.
They give you 6 months, right? I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They
I don't know, whatever that is.
Little with the taxes, like $250 a piece, $250 a month.
I don't know. I guess. Sure. I'll take your word for it. I think it's a little more, but
yeah, it's a little more than that.
All right. Well, I guess we should get started, huh?
Go ahead. Hit the buttons. Put all the lights flashing.
Hit it, ladies. I don't know. Just wanted to say that. The Last of Us on this podcast and Black Panther 2 trailers have been released. Hocus Pocus 2, oh my goodness, it's close to Halloween. That's how you know what time it is. Rings of Power and House of the Dragon. All of this and so much to talk about.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. We're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 362. Yeah, that many. We've been around that long. And we have been around even longer because that doesn't even show you exactly what we do. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining us live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Chime in when you have something to say, and don't when you don't have anything to say. That's what
Hey, I forgot to say something. My most important piece that I picked up recently was something from Geeky Tiki's. It's a little Michael Myers hair, shot glass. So really cool. I have a set right here.
Pretty cool. Michael Myers. There is another Halloween coming out, isn't there?
There is. It's supposed to be the end, the last one. Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Now, when is that supposed to come out? It's like next year, or is it
the 14th? No, it's coming out the 14th this week. Yep,
wow.
This year on the 14th.
They probably filmed all three at the same time and just.
Is it going to be the last one, or is it going to be any good? Was the last one any good? I don't remember. I don't remember seeing it.
The last one's been good, but they've changed the timelines a little bit, so you have to understand where the timelines come from to see where the movie is at. But I hope this is the last one because I'm a huge Halloween fan, so I'm hoping they're just going to end it and be done because it needs to be. But I'm looking forward to it.
I'm laughing at Alex statement. The last three were all supposed to be.
No, they weren't. They set them up. You even knew coming into it.
Hey, is he in space this time, or what is he doing?
No, that's Jason. That's Jason.
Oh, okay, all right. All right. Be sure
so when you say timeline, it follows the original Halloween, or
so they say this follows the original Halloween movie, not even including the Halloween 2.
So it's like Halloween original, and then it jumps to these three.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, got you. Well, that makes kind of sense. So no Jason, no Freddy Krueger.
No,
nothing like that.
They've never been involved with Michael Myers.
Are you sure they didn't go like?
I want to think there was a crossover.
There was like a Freddy versus Jason. They've done a Freddy Jason crossover.
Okay. I think Michael Myers cameoed in one of them.
He maybe have. I wasn't a.
He probably caught him in a con. Fan. He probably was in Salt Lake with them.
Hey, you know what? We did see a decent Michael Myers out there in Salt Lake.
We did, yes.
True. So we did see the expensive one, and we saw the Wish version as well.
Yeah, we saw both versions of Michael Myers. Yeah,
that's rare. You don't normally see them in the same building at the same time, so that's rare.
I think one was in space, actually. All right. Well, there's so much to get to. We were talking in the pregame and the pre-live. No, it wasn't pre-live. It was live pre-podcast. We like to call it the pregame. And we were talking a little bit about Andor and about we're going to eventually talk about it. It's just a matter of when should we talk about it, like halfway through. It's because they're doing it weekly, so it's not like we're going to talk about it weekly. Although we do have House of Dragon and Rings of Power on here, and they release those weekly as well.
This is true.
I think it's a different feel. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, there's 12 episodes to Andor, so it seems to be a little bit of a slower burn. So I think you're right on that.
Well, I think we're going to give it its due time. I think that's the difference. Not that we're not giving it to Rings of Power and House of Dragon, but when we talk about Andor, we're going to spend quite a bit of time on, especially coming.
Well, you talk about 3 Jedis already. Is not enough time to talk about it.
Wow! Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But I tell you what,
who's saying it.
Let's talk about the trailers. If there's one guy, before we talk about the trailers, if there's one guy that you can assure that will bring up a spoiler, even though you've told him, hey, don't talk about it because you're going to mention a spoiler. Oh, yeah, I won't. I'm just saying that, he's gonna die. Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a spoiler?
No, that Game God is that guy. He is inevitably the guy that brings up a spoiler when you tell him specifically in the beginning of the conversation, hey, don't talk about it because I don't want it spoiled. No, I won't.
Yeah.
You gotta watch. I mean, it starts off with a really good. Hey, can you stop? Can you stop?
Hey, you know his voice. You know who does the voice? Let me tell you who does the voice.
Exactly. Anyway, all right. Let's talk about some trailers. How about can we talk about the last? Oh no, let's talk about Black Panther 2 trailer. How about that?
Is it called Black Panther 2? Is it just called Wakanda Forever?
I like to refer as Black Panther 2, just like the rest of America. That's what we're talking about. Black Panther 2 is there. The teaser trailer was a while back. Now this is the official big trailer out.
The 2-minute plus trailer.
What was your? It was a 2-minute trailer, right? What was your initial thought there, Game God, when you saw this trailer?
First thing I thought was like, man, epic music. The music, the music never fails. Second thought, oh, wow, cinematogies look good, man. Good scenes, man. Good colors, good filming, right? I'm like, nice. The third thing I said, is that mechanical wings or are those real wings? So it's like, that's the third thing I said because I'm like, they could be, they can't be, but I gotta tell you, this trailer definitely looked better than the teaser trailer for me. And I was, as I watched it, I've watched it now 4 times. And as I watched it for the 4th time, I was like, this might actually be pretty good. They don't call him a king. They call him Kukuka. Feather serpent.
Oh my goodness. Listen, first I need to go back to, did Game God call it cinematology? Did he say that?
It's a new phrase. Yeah.
It's a new class. It's a new class.
New class.
I wasn't sure what was going on and what we're actually watching. Cinematology.
You haven't reached that level.
That's not new. That's not new for you, Magic Mike.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. When you're making up words, you can go your own way.
That's right. That's patented.
I do want to say, hey, welcome, JP. I see JP in the chat room. Hey, JP, I think there's a CT trying to text you about tomorrow. So you might want to try to get a hold of CT as soon as you can. I'm just saying. All right, keep going, Magic Mike.
Well, I don't know. I feel completely the opposite. As I watched this trailer, I've watched it a few times as well. I enjoyed the first one more, and that's not saying a whole lot because I still feel like they're giving a tribute, which is great. I'm good with that. I would love if you wanted to do a whole movie about it. I'm fine with that. But knowing what we're getting with, as Rob called them, the flapping, the baby wings,
wings and Namor,
right? As we see this starting to come through, I don't get the excitement of it. I just feel like it's going to be a tribute, and they're going to try to squeeze some other things in there, introduce some people, and say, "Here's the movie." I have a feeling, and I hope I'm wrong. I have a feeling that Namor is not going to be a bad guy in the end.
He's not a bad guy in the comics.
Well,
he's not. He's misunderstood.
Oh, come on. Namor has never been misunderstood. First of
No,
all,
no. He's not a bad guy. He's
not a bad
about
guy.
his people, though.
What?
He's about his people. He protects the
Yes,
Atlanteans.
yeah.
That's what he's
So
about. yes.
did T'Challa. No big deal.
Yes,
Yeah,
That's
so
correct.
he's not.
nothing
It
new.
doesn't make him a bad guy. Yes,
Yeah,
I agree
yeah.
with you.
Yeah. Well, I guess why are they going? You're going to have two good sides going against each other. I'm not sure where I'm going to like this.
I'm not sure why they're look. I don't know. I don't agree with introducing Namor like this. First of all, he looks like the Prince of Persia. That's I think that was a PS2 game. I'm pretty sure. Maybe a PS3 game. I'm not sure, but
it was a movie. It was a movie.
It was a movie. That's right. I forgot they turned it into
Jake
a movie.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he looks like the Prince of Persia. Or Mysterio. The thing for me is I think they got the wrong actor. He might be able to act. I don't know, but I think they got the wrong actor to play Namor. That's what I personally think.
He really hasn't said anything too.
I do think. Yeah, you're right. I do think that it appears as though that, of course, they're making Namor as a bad guy. We know that he's not. Mm-hmm. Rob in the chat room says, I think a hidden villain Doom is going to be announced. You heard it here first. According to Rob, his Doom is going to be the bad guy, and that could make perfect sense. By the way, Rob, yes. I like where you're going with that. I think it's going to be a tribute, like Magic Mike said, with to T'Challa. I think that whole tribute piece. I'm afraid I love the fact that they're doing a tribute to him. By the way, I think that's perfect. Don't hide that we have a different person for Black Panther. Don't try to cover it up. Let's send this guy off the way that we think he should be sent off anyway. And I agree with that. I think that's perfect. But I don't know if I'm gonna like the new Black Panther. I can't say that I'm gonna like her being Black Panther. I can't say that Ironheart is the new Iron Man. I don't know what was her name.
Ironheart. Riri.
No, Riri. I can't say that she's the new Iron Man. I don't know if I think that in my opinion, I think that we're missing some leads that are not bad guys. I think we need a good guy here, and I do mean a guy. I think we need a good guy to complement these good females, these good ladies, these good women. I think that we need a good guy.
Yeah.
And maybe Namor is that guy, but I don't think he is. If we had a bad guy to complement these ladies, I think that would be great. I think that, like Doom, if you get the right Doom, but I haven't heard anybody talk about Doom as an actor yet. I haven't heard any casting for Doom.
So it's funny there. So I see a couple comments come across there. I think the you're onto something there, Moose and Magic Mike, the same thing. They don't have these characters that are coming out. Ironheart, obviously the new Black Panther, and then the other characters that they're building in the MCU universe. They're new, right? So since they're new, it doesn't feel like we've had enough platform or story for them to kind of stand on their own. Think about this for a second. Captain America had 3 films. Iron Man had 3 films before we acknowledged them for who they were. Then you had the Avengers had a couple of films. So you're picking brand new characters because they're not mainstream characters per se.
Right.
You're taking brand new characters and you're introducing them into a universe that's huge. So you do need something for them to get anchored to. And it could be an epic bad guy, a Dr. Doom, to your point. Could be an epic good guy, maybe Namor if that's the epic good guy. But at the end of the day, yeah, you get all these new characters. They need to latch on to something. Well, I don't think it didn't feel this trailer like it was as much of a tribute as the first trailer. I know there's going to be some type of tribute to him because they did show a scene with the mural in the background and the drums. So I see that piece, but I think that was the only piece in this current trailer that you see of him. So that's why I thought that this trailer showed more action and more of the story. They showed more of Namor for sure. And so that's why I see this going, but it can go either way. I didn't.
Well, to your point, in fairness to the movie, they're introducing new people because T'Challa is no longer here, and so they have to introduce that. And so you wouldn't start over the story of Black Panther. you wouldn't do that. It wouldn't be right to do that. So I understand what you're saying, but I think that they don't have a lot of options. They have to introduce these characters now, as in a Black Panther movie, and not just as a side. I feel like we're just gonna be like a bunch of like us hanging out at in Salt Lake going to FanX, and that's what the movie's gonna be like. And they're not gonna have, as like both you guys are saying, a really good bad guy. I don't see it coming. Even if they introduce Doom, if that is the case, Rob, I don't see him playing a big role in this.
No.
Well, but like Rob said, it could be the introduction to Doom,
Right.
and I think that's great. I would love that. I want to know who's playing Doom. No different than I would want to know who's playing Namor, or who's playing Thanos, or
right.
There was a post recently where it showed the DC character. So it showed like Henry Cavill as Captain America. It showed who was it? Jason Momoa as Thor.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It showed Gal Gadot as
Scarlet
Widow.
I want to say Scarlet Witch, but Black Widow.
Black Widow. Iron Man was Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's funny because if I look at that and I go, would it have been a better flick if these people were in place? And if you look at I can't say that no. I can't say no. It wouldn't have been better. I can't say yes, but I can't say no. I think it would have been as good. And so
I'll help you out there, Moose. No, I'll help you out there. No, it wouldn't have been better.
Well, we already know that DC is having a problem with the writing in their movies, but
yes,
I think the actors and actresses themselves, though, I thought they did a pretty good job.
I agree, but maybe that's what makes it difficult to see it is the fact that what we've seen them play.
Think about it. We rehashed, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, and then you put him into Captain America suit, and it's like, oh, yeah, it's Cap, and he is, and he does a great Captain America, no question. But would Henry Cavill played as good as a Captain America or better? Anyway,
that's a story for another day. I can tell you that because
I kind of want to mention that because depending on the characters that you bring in, so like what we're talking about Namor here,
right?
Could it have been better with somebody else in role? Now we haven't seen it yet, but I don't think that it's kind of hard to say without seeing it. But I also know that we've seen his sister. Now she's going to be picking up the Black Panther mantle.
Is that for certain?
That's who drops down in that hole, I thought.
Yeah, who else do you think it would be?
We don't. I mean, I don't know if it would be that obvious. It could be.
Oh, I think it's
obvious. We would assume.
Really?
We would assume. I'm just saying. It doesn't say that she is or she isn't. It never says in the trailer. You see a female Black Panther, but we assume that it's going to be his sister. We don't know that for sure.
Unless it's listen. Here's my bit. I don't like her as much as I like Michonne, and
right.
Like I'd rather see Michonne do it than his sister. It just doesn't make any sense.
Shuri is her name?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But anyway,
I'm just saying.
All right, that's enough Black Panther. Let's the Last of Us trailer. The Last of Us is going to be on Amazon, I think, or is it Amazon?
I thought it was HBO.
HBO. Yeah, HBO
Max. Yeah. What does HBO stand for? Anybody know? Anybody remember?
I don't remember.
Home box office.
There we go.
Exactly right. Home box office entertainment. Yes, HBO Max is going to be the Last of Us. That's coming. I saw this trailer. Magic Mike, you saw this. What was your first initial impressions of this trailer?
I think this looks great. I'm not as familiar because it's based on a game show. So I'm not sure.
Game show.
Game show. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not that familiar with it. I know you guys are. However, this looks great, and I think this is a great opportunity after seeing WW84 for Pedro Pascal to kind of make a comeback and show what he can do. But the trailer itself, it's exciting. It's got a little bit of Western feel with the music playing in it, which we had our hats on earlier. Absolutely. I think this is
sorry. We have to switch
for this segment.
There we go.
Only for the Last of Us.
So yeah, it looks great. I love the cinematology as well. This is going to be a great series. I'm looking forward to watching this for sure.
So this when I first saw this, Moose, if I can go next. If when I first saw this, I thought this is The Walking Dead and Quiet Place put together.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
that's what I thought when I first saw this, because they show that they're trying to be quiet.
Yeah.
And they make these noises that sound like from a quiet place.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they look like zombie-ish type creatures.
Yeah.
Now, it is a great representation of the game so far.
Yeah.
And so that for sure. And to your point, this is a great movie for Pablo to come back and make a comeback. Because this has potentials to go beyond just one movie.
Or show.
Because I think the game is going beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought the trailer showed just enough for this type of film. I don't want to see much more, because I want whatever those creatures to be, as much as I already know from the game, I want them to be. That's it. I want to be surprised.
I want something to shock me, right?
I wanted to be surprised, and I think the story needs to be kept as much as it can under wraps, because the game is out for the people who is, and if it changes, you don't want to know about
Good luck.
it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this thing here starts off. I was thinking more along the lines of not just you said, who would you say? The
Walking Dead and Quiet Place.
Quiet Place. Yeah, so I was thinking of like The Walking Dead and Legend. I Am Legend. Like, so
okay.
that kind of had that vibe to it for me. It looks like this is picking up where Walking Dead has fallen off, and now this is all of a sudden. I look at this series or movie series, and I go, wow, this could be something. The Walking Dead missed its cue. They missed something along the way. They failed to produce this type of story.
Yeah.
And The Last of Us as a game, I remember playing bits and pieces of that game. I never finished the whole game. I saw like I said, bits and pieces. But I see what's going on. I go, yes. This is on the mark. And it proves that zombies still has a place on television, is what it shows.
Well, and I was gonna, because we had talked about that, right? We were talking about with The Walking Dead. Yeah. Well, zombie type of movies, are they done? Is that time over? And The Walking Dead was taking us that way, but I think this is going to revive it for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's stick with the script. Let's not go beyond and try to do more. Let's keep it simple and straightforward. And I think this will be a great movie. It always messes up when you want to add something different, add something to the game left out.
Stick to what you know. Exactly. I'm going to talk about that here in just a little bit, because with the Hocus Pocus. But this particular trailer also, Game God, you failed to mention, this particular trailer had great music, just like the MCU trailer. And this music, we were kind of discussing this in the pregame, but is this a real song? Like, did they make this song for this movie? Is this a real song? No, this is a real song. That's a real song. Now the beats, the hard bass hits are not part of the original song,
right?
Of course, but it is a song from the legend Hank Williams, and subsequently Hank Williams Jr. did a rendition of his father's song as well. So you can both find those on Hank Williams Jr. But it's a great song. When you listen to, you're watching the trailer, you see the subtitles come up, you're like, oh, this is good. And then you hear the strong bass, like the remix of this, and you're like, yeah, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I love it. I thought that was
Alone and Forsaken is the name of the song.
Alone and Forsaken is the name. You can find that on Apple. I have hat hair. Can't show you that.
Hey, and just for those musicians out there, it is in the key of A minor.
Hang on, I need that. Anyway, so that's kind of cool. I love that. I mean, that song is going to be the new, Netflix Stranger Things.
It's going to be, yeah.
Bro, you're right.
I heard that song again today. I was like, wow, I guess we're going strong. No stop.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Hocus Pocus 2. Anybody watch? There's a lot of Hocus Pocus 2 parties going on when this thing was released. Yeah, a lot of people were doing a Hocus Pocus 2 or a Hocus Pocus party, I guess, to watch Hocus Pocus 2. Of course, they had a themed party, and I saw lots of things on social media where a lot of people did that to watch it. Hocus Pocus, the original came out a long time ago. I can't remember.
97.
Wow.
Thank you.
I didn't know that long ago.
And so I think you've seen it. There's no spoiler there.
Sorry, 93.
But that sounds about better. The original, the Hocus Pocus 2, in my opinion, I won't. This is not a spoiler per se because you really can't spoil it. It has a lot of the same feel as the original.
Okay.
They had a lot of obviously the same three main characters. They had the zombie. Doug Jones plays the zombie, the dead man that comes out of the grave as Winnie's a boyfriend or something like that. Anyway, that he was the same guy. You know, he's still he's a great actor. He's a great costume actor. He does tons and tons of costumes, and you would never know how many he did.
He makes a great number one as well.
It makes a great Saru. He plays Saru in Star Trek. Yeah, so look, I guess it was okay. I guess it was okay. I'm not going to say anything necessarily bad about it. There's nothing to say, oh, this is horrible, because it threaded a line much like the original did. Okay. So I don't think you get anything new per se. And I don't think there'll be a 3. But I think that you know, you look at it, you go, okay, all right. Is it better? Alex in the chat room says it's better than the original, but I got to tell you, it may be only better because the cinematography, what was it?
Cinematology.
Cinematology is better nowadays, Alex. Than it was then.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
So I'm gonna jump in here.
Go ahead,
and I'm gonna say what all you guys don't really want to say.
Oh,
this was trash. This was trash. Right?
Trash.
This was calling for what it is. We're trying to skirt around. You know how sometimes when you go out and you eat something from a restaurant, it's like, man, that thing was amazing. It was so good. I want to go back there again and get it. And then you go back there and you go eat and you're like, man, it doesn't taste like the first time I ate it. Right? This is what this is.
Happened to me, Game Good.
This is what this is. You just need to leave some things alone. They don't need sequels. They're best remembered in the original content and format. And this is what this was. More of the same. More of the same. The jokes were cringeworthy the first time around, but because you never seen them, you're like, okay.
Oh my gosh,
cringeworthy. Hey, hold on a second. You didn't see it, so you listen now.
No, you said the first one. You said the first one. They were cringeworthy.
But you can tolerate them because they were new, right? You're like, oh, that's
dad jokes.
Funny. Yeah. Okay, dad jokes. They try to do the same skit now. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So this movie, put it back in the dirt, put it back in the grave. It's a bust. Magic Mike, don't waste your time. Don't waste the family's time. Go back and watch the original one and just take a magic Sharpie and put it on the screen when the title comes up and there's number 2, right? Because this movie was horrendous. And Tomato Meter has agreed with me. The audience has given it a 54. If that doesn't tell you anything, don't watch it. Alex, you are going to lose your podcast for sci-fi reputation card saying that it was actually better than the first one. All right. You're lucky we didn't see you out in Salt Lake because we would have pulled it then. Even before we knew about this. It is not good. Do not watch it. It is boring. It is sad. You sit there and you feel old when you watch it. That's what you do.
Wow.
Well, you are old, but hey, I'm still gonna watch it because I have to see now. Now I gotta know because Moose is saying, and he did say, I guess it was okay. Those were his words. I guess it was okay. Yeah. So to say that makes me concerned, and you're saying it's horrible. So I'm gonna have to see, and I don't know. Now I am worried for it to sit down and waste my time, though. We'll have to wait.
Hey,
I think it lacks, in my opinion. I think to go along with kind of what is it, I think it lacks an anchor. And if you would have had to put an anchor in the first one, this might, got to dig back in your files. Who was the anchor for the first one for you? Who was the anchor? Actor, actress, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Just tell me what's an anchor for you for the first one? Any anchors you can feel like you go, this kept the movie grounded.
I thought Bette Midler in the first one kept the movie grounded for me.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah, I would say the three of them together would have worked for me because I couldn't pick out one of them because I didn't feel like one of them would have been an anchor because they didn't flow if it wasn't for the three of them. Nice, Alex.
Well, Moose, you can put me in the box for 30 seconds. Go ahead. and for Kenny coming into the room, you're not missing anything. It's Hocus Pocus. I've already said it. Don't watch it. It's Alex's is a top film from 2022.
A top film. I don't think Alex said that, but he makes a good point though. He says this was a cheesy family type of movie. So if you were expecting something different, if you were going in looking for MCU or something,
you're not going to get it. Yeah.
Oh, I knew what I remember the first one. I know what I was walking into. I just sat there. I'm like, it's like watching Masters of the Universe cartoon from back in the days and thinking, and you're remembering it to be as good as it was back in the day. And then you're watching it now. You're like, oh man, why are they always telling me what they're going to do?
Hold on, because you made a comparison that was like going to a restaurant and the first meal is awesome. I didn't think the first one was awesome. So for you to say it was awesome, I mean, I thought it was good. I wouldn't say it was awesome.
Okay, if you think it was awesome, then you're not gonna like this one.
I think it has its place, and I think it's a niche market,
right? Which is the point I was trying to make. Is that I thought the first one was good because of what it's going for. The second one is the same.
It's not a market that I usually shop in, but I didn't mind the first one. I didn't mind the first one.
If this was a Broadway show, it's off of Broadway. Just want you to know.
Like
this is if it was back in the days with Blockbuster and you got 100 movies for that one movie that came out, you probably got just one.
I just read something from our sources that said Hocus Pocus 2 became the biggest movie debut ever for Disney Plus in the US.
That's sad. That tells you what Disney Plus is going through.
That is pretty sad if that's the case. I can't.
It's probably more the fact that people just turned it on.
Yeah, it was nostalgic, and I think you got to see it for the nostalgic piece. If you're a fan of the first one, I think
you watch it for the second one. You watched it for 30 minutes, and then you said, "I like the party better for the watch parties."
Probably, we should have done a watch party for it. Netflix party, HBO home box office entertainment party. All right, that's for the old school people. All right. Let's move on. We got bigger and better stuff to fry. We've got House of the Dragon. Now, we haven't talked about it in a while, but I don't know
where we left at.
Yeah, I don't know where we left at. So the only thing that's on my mind is just the last episode, and that happened on Sunday. This is Tuesday. So if you haven't seen it, well, I don't know if I should. I got to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's time.
Spoilers is coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, you got to know that. I do want to get to the Rings of Power here in just a moment. But let's talk about the House of the Dragon. Magic Mike, are you not up to date on House of the Dragon?
I am not up to date on House of the Dragon, but I'm okay if you talk about it. Because we're going to talk about the other one as well, but I have a reason for not being caught up. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Hey, Moose, it's fine. An eye for an eye. It's okay. So can I lead this one off, Moose? Do you mind if I do?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Feel free. Yeah.
So this was the episode for me that really turned it into a Game of Thrones episode for me.
I agree.
And I gotta tell you that because what have we been waiting for since it started? Dragons. And I gotta tell you, they showed
you get your
the
fill
biggest,
of dragons in this episode. Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
they show you one of the biggest mamma jammers of them all in this episode. But what I did enjoy the most out of this episode was that someone dies the episode before for Magic Mike. I won't tell you who, so that way you can still kind of watch it.
Thank you.
And so there's a funeral for this person, and this funeral had to happen because all the players had to be in the same spot at the same time. And they haven't been in the same spot at the same time since probably episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so this had to happen. And what I liked about it is that typically when you get adults in the same room, you'll get messiness, right? A lot of rumors and stuff come out.
Hey,
right?
I know what goes on at your house, but okay.
Okay, but there's only kids in your house. So but in this episode,
I'm a big kid.
But in this episode, the kids aired the dirty laundry. And let me tell you, rightfully so, because the adults were scared to talk about it. Once the kids talked about it, the adults went and talked about it. And the true colors of a lot of people in the show were shown in this episode that helped move the story forward to where we want it to be.
Yeah.
Am I wrong, Moose?
That's right. There was a time jump, and I thought that I was going to be disappointed in the time jump. I thought I was going to go, I don't know if these new characters, I'm already sold on Ramirez as a young little girl. Like I like her character. I like the way she plays Ramirez. Anyway, and then the time jump happens, and then I'm like, well, you know what? I like this adult Ramirez. I like her. I think that she's doing a great job. And it was that good that I didn't miss a beat. I actually enjoyed the time jump. And when I tell you that this reminds me of GOT, this episode is just like GOT. I mean, it has every corner that you thought there was. I know what's going to happen here. Oh no, I didn't expect that. Oh, I didn't expect that. I love those types of shows, and I love that type of writing because it always keeps you guessing, and you think you know what's coming, and you don't, or you don't expect a death of a character, or you expect one and you don't get one.
That's right.
You just never. I love it. It was so magical. The episode hit home on so many levels of character growth that you go, that's too much to take in. I'm gonna have to watch it again because it hit on so many levels. And by the way, I want to say something because we talked about a time jump a while back. And we talked about when they showed the trailer, where it was going with Matt Smith and about how they showed too much. They may have showed him with a patch over his eye, things like that. And then now in this episode, I'm thinking
maybe I saw the wrong person.
Maybe I saw the wrong person. So I was like, oh wow, I may have missed something there, or maybe he looks a lot like Matt Smith, in his adult years. Anyway, so I'm excited to see where they're taking this because it literally did a time jump, and then they reshuffled the deck. And
absolutely,
Magic Mike, if you didn't see it, you've got to see this episode.
Well, listen to you guys talk about it. I am excited to, and I will go see it. It was the time jump that started to concern me as you guys were talking about it. Now, I went through the first, and I was like, I'm not so happy about this one. So, and then they predicted it, or they showed there was another time jump that was coming. You could see the new characters coming in, the new actors. So it concerned me, and that's kind of why I was like, let me put them on the back burner for now. Not that I wouldn't watch it, but I put it on the back burner. So now I have to go back and watch it. I mean, it sounds exciting. So I'm glad you guys are.
Man.
Well, here's the other thing. I love the line. First of all, we all agree that we felt that the king was a little lackluster throughout the. And I love in this line when he's trying to get to the bottom. He said, "I demand as your king to tell me who spoke this slander to you." And then as he went from, I'm like, well, there's the king that we needed to see. What's going on here?
Right. By the way, spoiler alert. I thought the king, was, already dead at this point, but
he should have died in episode 2.
Yeah. I'm like,
the way he was sick all the time.
He would have been dead already, and he wasn't. But yeah, you're like, oh, it took you till you're 93 to act like a king.
Listen, Magic Mike, this is the episode for sure where you see the real characters come out.
100%.
You 100%. See their true nature, and I for a second there, I squinted my eyes because I thought I saw Littlefinger. I thought I saw him in this episode because the guy who reminds me of who he is, might give Littlefinger a run for his money because I think this guy could be more devious, and more dastardly than Littlefinger in GOT. Because this guy, you don't see him coming, and now he's got a title. Am I wrong?
Now he's got a title. Yeah, you're like, oh my goodness, where'd this come out of left field? But again, I'm telling you, they reshuffled the deck, and that's what GOT did. GOT did that a lot. You didn't expect people to die in GOT. You're like, oh, what? It just killed him? Oh, what is this? Like it comes out of nowhere, and that's what happens this episode, and it kind of sets players in place in stone of where their character arc is going.
Yeah,
and I love
this was the episode that set the characters where they need to be.
Yeah.
And now we got all that other for lack of a better phrase, garbage out the way. Now you're gonna start the stuff to progress what you expected to progress. Yeah. And just to clear the air, I say happy. I can't think of another word to say that they finally got done with the Damien and Rhaenyra piece that we knew it was gonna happen. It's done with. Boom. They're together, and that's it. Let's call it what it is. We knew it was going to happen, and that's it. Now we can focus on dragons.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this 100% that this episode so far, is the game changer in the entire series. This episode is the Empire Strikes Back of Star Wars. Like this.
How many?
What?
How many more episodes do they have coming?
I think 4 more after this. This was 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So, but this one is the one that you go, oh, what? Like you just, Luke, I am your father.
Yes.
But this is the moment that you go, what? And there it is, and then it happens. So far, this is that moment. So,
I promise you, Magic Mike. When
by
you
the
watch
way,
it, you're gonna text us.
In Game of Thrones, there's a lot of those moments, by the way, which makes that a good series. Anyway, we'll move forward. Let's move forward to Rings of Power. The Rings of Power.
I don't think those go together.
Oh, my fault.
This one actually is on Amazon, by the way.
Yes, this is on Amazon for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and this for me is why.
Sorry.
There you go. Yeah, it did come through. Go ahead, Magic Mike. Get yourself together.
Go ahead, Magic Mike. Tell us about it. Tell us why you haven't caught up.
This is why I didn't catch on. I put Game of Thrones. Why I put I've even lost the name of the House of the Dragon to the side because Rings of Power. Because last time we talked, Moose was like, "Listen, the Rings of Power is better than the House of the Dragon." And Game God and I were like, "No, it's not. You're crazy. Something wrong with you." And we were talking about different episodes, and now we're a few along now. I'm not sure what episode we're in. 6, 5, or 6.
I think 6 as well.
I believe you're right. Yes,
5 because we time jumped ourselves in the Rings of Power at least for one episode a couple weeks ago.
That is correct.
It's 6.
It's 6. So as the episode Moose was talking about, he predicted it's episode 4 coming up, and that was the episode that turned it for me. Was episode 4 part of episode 3 when we got to see Isildur, and then into episode 4, and from then on, I have been glued to Rings of Power. This has been exactly what I've been waiting for. We've bypassed, to you guys' point, we've bypassed all the stuff from the beginning, the backstory, and now we're into the Rings of Power that we want that represents itself as Lord of the Rings. We are seeing all kinds. As a matter of fact, I don't know what you guys are up to. If you're
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. We didn't even get to see the where we're at here. We didn't get to see half of the group. We only saw part of it, which is where the orcs are. Right. And I felt like I guess I had forgotten about the other group because this episode was so good without them.
Like the hobbits.
The hobbits. Sorry, thank you.
Yeah.
And we know they're going to come into play. The reason why I said I couldn't think of the groups because I was thinking of when you were talking about Sauron, who you think Sauron is.
Yeah.
But it was like this is such a good show and where it's taking us now. And now we're at the last episode that we saw. They get duped. The human group gets duped with that key. We'll call it a key,
right?
With the key not being there. Well, is it a sword? I don't know because they put it in and turn turn the mountain on. If you want to say that, they turn the key or turn the lock. And now we're starting to see some real stuff, and we get to see where this is where Sauron's place is right here. This is where it takes place. This is the start of it, and the land as we know it's being destroyed. But man, this is what turned me a little bit away. Like I said, not completely, but made me not want to watch the House of the Dragon as much.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, this is probably the first time that I felt like this was a Lord of the Rings film or a show, right? Mm-hmm. Because of everything that encompassed this episode. To your point, I did forget about the dwarves and the hobbits. I forgot to you when you brought them up. Now I was like, oh yeah, those guys are in there. I forgot about those guys. But this is what I want to see, right? Epic fight. Epic storytelling now starting to feel like it's making sense. I went and got a tutor to help me with some of the backstory. And we were into the late hours last night, getting me caught up on what's going on here. But I remember when I spoke to my tutor, I hadn't watched the last 30 minutes of the current episode. And when I watched it right up until the part where they were hammering that key and it just about broke. The hammer broke. So I finished watching it from there, and man, to your point, Magic Mike, I was glued to it. I'm like, wow. And then to see that twist at the end of that episode where, where I'm like, oh, the mountain That's what wow. And it was like a flashlight, or as I say, flashlight, a light bulb turned on, and everything made sense for me at that point, along with the tutelage of my tutor here. But it was a great episode. And if this is what we have to look forward from here on to the end, yeah, you might be right. It's gonna be a head-to-head fight to the end of the
Yeah,
series.
I think so.
Yeah.
Listen, it all starts to form, and you start to see where Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, where these things the trilogies start to make sense and how they're being affected in the Rings of Power. And I love it. I love it when you have an elf. Who is he? A fallen elf? Is he? What's his backstory? Because this is going to be key to bridging
He's a
the
new
gap.
character.
Yeah, it's a great character. So this is going to be the key of bridging the gap of going, I really hate him, or wow, he what happened? Like you want to know more. Like more. And that's my Shakespeare.
Yes.
But it's funny because I love it his conversation with Galadriel.
Yeah.
And he's like says something about orcs, and he was like, Uruk.
Yes,
Prefer.
I know. That's what we prefer.
Uruk.
I love that.
I love that. And if you're a fan of the
And I recognize that, by the way.
Shadows of Mordor, the video game, you'll know that's what they call them in the video game. Right. They call them Uruks. And it's just so great. I mean, it is just fantastic. I love seeing them. As a matter of fact, it has inspired me to go out, and I searched the web, and I was like, okay, I'm going to find my old silicone mask that I had. And so I am going to order, to me now, I'm going to order a cosplay of the Uruks. And do one out, because I just think it's going to be. I'm just falling in love all over again. It reminds me of how much I love Lord of the Rings. It reminds me of how much I love The Hobbit, and that that Tolkien fantasy. I think it's just great, and I love the storytelling they're doing in this. They haven't overplayed anything so far. If anything, they've underplayed, and I think that's the advantage of these last few episodes and the future of the show, by the way.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you guys, though. In the show, they asked the dark elf, or whatever you want to call him, if he asked him a question, and he said he killed Sauron. Do you believe him?
Well, we're gonna see, right? I can't say whether I do or don't. I have a theory based on where Sauron is, but I can't say right now.
What about
we know he comes back.
Obviously, that's the thing. So you say he killed him. It whether he did or he didn't, we know he's coming back. He is there. Back.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you think he killed him? Do you believe him?
I think he's speaking of a specific thing. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Not that he actually killed him, but like
I think I'm with you there. I'm playing the mind game with you there. I like that. I like where you're going there. I'm telling you, this still is just fantastic. I love what they're doing with the characters. I love the fact that you have, we talked about it a couple weeks back, but where you have the characters going, hey, there's something more going on. I need to find out. And then the other side's going, there's something more they're not telling us. We need to find out. Like, I love that. I love that because we know that there's more. And we know what's to come. We know that there's rings to come still. I mean, we haven't gotten to the rings.
Oh gosh, yes, that's so exciting because I was looking at the key or the sword, whatever it is. I'm like, my thought is, I wonder if that's where the rings come from because anyway. So there's so much to go through. Yeah.
Well, Alex, it's funny. I want to address JP's comment. He said Rings of Power boring, and then he said 7 million an episode. Where did the money go? Let me tell you something. Did you not see this last episode? They put some money into this episode, and I think you have to, right? You can't skim out on something like this. Whether the story was being told correctly, incorrectly, was it great? The what makes Lord of the Rings and all that history, all that lore, as epic as it is the money you put into the backdrops, the characters, the costumes.
Because when you look at these Uruks, you see, I mean, the detail that's in them is not just like Farmer Joe went out and put a tarp over,
turn into a zombie.
Right. So it's like, man, no, these guys, they look menacing. And I love the fact that we're coming with good stories. And by the way, I'd argue with JP, Tolkien was such a terrific writer, such a great storyteller. And I know he didn't write this, but the baseline has been set. The baseline has been set. And so we know where we can kind of go from there. We know where we can take it. And whoever is at the helm right now, they're doing a good job, and not, like I said, there isn't a focus here or a focus there. It's tying this together. It's, you're a basket weaver, and you're weaving the basket, and you don't know where, I love where they're going. And, could it go wrong? Yeah. We got 4 episodes where it'd be horrible, but I don't think that's going to happen. So
I don't either. This was the aha moment for me, like an unexpected moment. Did you guys see it coming when the second attack on the town was the town people?
No,
I did not see that coming.
That was a great reveal when they did that, and it was humans, and they're like, they used all the humans.
Yeah.
Oh man, and so no wonder it was easy.
Yeah, and so that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah.
To your point, Moose, that they have this story of the Lord of the Rings. They have this original story, but they're doing these other things to make it even better.
Hey, they got to pay the toll. They got to pay the toll. You think we're going to just come over just like that? You got to pay the toll.
So to JP's point, though, $75 million an episode, and this isn't the movies, JP. So where does it come from? It just comes in subscriptions, and people are tuning in. This is where it doesn't matter that it took $75 million an episode. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but gas is at over $5 a gallon nationwide. So prices have changed.
Yes. 75 million is not the same as it was 2 years ago.
It isn't. But it's just that thing that you go, they're getting it back. I mean, look, I'm still in. I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
My chips are in. I'm in. I can't wait. I look forward to the release of the new episodes, and it's so good.
And by the way, it's not 75; it's 50 million an episode. They spent 500 million for the total thing.
Oh,
there you go. 500 million. See, all of a sudden, it's even. You never know where the economy takes you. That's the beauty of this. And by the way, did we mention that Yellowstone, which we don't talk about on this podcast, that'll be out in November? That's another thing I'm going to be putting on the list to watch, because that is another amazingly written story. Listen. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, put on your hats, get your boots ready. Yellowstone's coming in November. We're gonna do this again next week. We're gonna have some cool stuff to talk about. Oh man, we appreciate you guys joining us live, and we always have fun talking to you. So thanks for joining us. Share this with somebody so you know how cool the podcast is. That's what I say.
I was just leaving.
Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcastforsci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.